going on, people? Welcome back to Techno Chachi. This is where we speak about tech and, of course, the church. Today we have the DB Opera 15 two-way speaker, which we'll be doing an unboxing session for, and then later on we'll also be doing the tech review for. But before that, allow me to shout out my people, my good people at Sound Creation. You see, I'm adorning their label. If you need anything audiovisual, you know where to get it. As they say, if it sounds good, it must be Sound Creations. All right, but before we jump into the whole session, please subscribe to the channel. Why are you mean? Subscribe to the channel, share, like, drop a comment there. Let's learn from one another, okay? Anyway, let's jump into it. So we are going to do the unboxing for this so that we know what is inside. Personally, I still don't know what is inside. I don't even know if they put a block of clay inside or a lot of peppers inside, but let's see. Come with me. Sorry. First, I have to cut the tape, as usual. That's obvious. That is too obvious. So that we are able to reveal whatever is inside. So when we get to the box, we meet another box. Protection layer, as you can see, it comes with that protection layer. Then you get straight into the speaker, which is covered with some white, clear plastic bag. Then it's the speaker itself. It's heavy. Oh my goodness, everything is heavy. Oh. So inside the plastic wrapping, we have this silica thingy. You know the purpose of this is to absorb moisture. Yeah, now you know. Don't throw it away. It's for if you're intending to keep your equipment longer, always keep this, because this one always helps to absorb moisture. Below everything, we have the power cords. They've given one long power cord. Is it American or British? The American standard, the two-pin standard. Okay. Yeah, that's just it. And we are done with the unboxing. Nothing serious. Nothing much. I know. That unboxing session was a bit anticlimactic. I know it left you hanging. But as they say, the proof is in the pudding. This is where the proof is. So we'll do a tech spec review for this. I've gotten this data straight from DB's website, where they have a tech spec review for all their products. I'll be highlighting and maybe simplifying, making it simpler for anyone who may not be very conversant with some of the terminologies and the specifications. Okay, all right. So the overview that DB have written on their website says this. With the new Opera series, DB Technologies succeeded once again in packing leading-edge DSP processing, advanced design feature, and user-friendly and unrivaled cabinet in its price range. Exceptional power and a unique acoustic design combined in order to deliver a vigorous yet pristine sound, successfully adapting to both playback and live music application. Opera Asymmetrical horn has been completely redesigned in order to obtain both an asymmetrical vertical dispersion and a double horizontal dispersion, ensuring an optimized throw pattern. The system is equipped with a powerful Class D 600 watt amplifier featuring advanced DSP processing, where FIR filter allows the system to deliver a coherent audio performance, uniform and crystal clear from every listening position. As we do the tech spec, we'll just split it into different parts based on what DB has on their website. The first part will be the technical data, the second part will be acoustic data, the third part will be amplifier, the fourth part will be processing, the fifth part will be input, and if time allows us, we will do mechanics. Let's start with the technical data. The technical data is very brief. DB says that the speaker type is a two-way active speaker. That simply means that a two-way speaker, it simply means it has the mid-range and the high frequencies or the tweeter. It's a two-in-one speaker, as opposed to having a tweeter separately and a mid-range separately. It gives you both of these in one cabinet. There are other types like three-way that you get, also the subwoofers, among other things. So this one only has the tweeter and the woofer without the subwoofer. Okay, active simply means you do not need to connect it to an amplifier. In other words, it's all in one. It comes with its amplifier inbuilt. So that's simply what active means. If it were passive, you would have needed to get a separate amplifier to power it. Okay, so those are some of the things you need to consider when you're buying a speaker. The beauty of having an active speaker is that most of the time, if you get it from a credible manufacturer, the amp is matched with the speaker, and so your chances of overloading the speaker are very limited, as opposed to the passive speakers where you need the extra knowledge of how to match your speaker with your amplifiers. So this speaker simply means that this speaker, even a beginner can use it within a safe range and not expose it to high voltage, which may lead to blowing it. Next, we have the acoustic data. For the acoustic data, we need to understand something we call human hearing range before we get into the acoustic data for the speaker. The human hearing range is between 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz, but the range within which a human ear is most sensitive is between 2 kilohertz, that is 2000 Hz, to about 5 kilohertz, that is 5000 Hz. So it is very important when you are doing your audio mixing to have this in mind, because anything below 20 Hz is not audible to the human ear, and anything above 20 kilohertz is also not audible to the human ear. So under acoustic data, we also have the frequency response, which DB has split into two. First, we have the range between 50 Hz to 20 kilohertz at a negative 10 dB. What the negative 10 dB stands for is simply, it means when you're operating this speaker at 50, that range between 50 Hz and 20 kilohertz, what you are simply doing is that the difference between the input and the output signal is negative 10 dB. The other application is that you can use it somewhere between 56 Hz and 19 kilohertz. With this, you get a more accurate distinction between the input and the output, which gives you just about a difference of negative 3 dB. Most speakers do between 60 Hz and 18 kilohertz. What this simply means, in comparison to other speakers, with this speaker, you get an extra 10 Hz for the low frequency, low ends, and for the high ends, you get an extra 2 kilohertz. Okay? It means you're getting more. It means in as much as it's a two-way speaker, you still get some level of low frequencies. Of course, not as low, very low, deep, the levels of a subwoofer, but generally the natural lows that you get maybe from the mid strings of a guitar, of a bass guitar, or a floor tom, you can get to hear them as well. Under the acoustic data, they have also mentioned that the maximum SPL is 130 dB. This simply, SPL simply stands for sound pressure level. What they are simply saying is that the loudest you can get before you start hearing distortion is 130 dBs. The tweeter is made of a 1-inch exit and a 1.4 inch voice coil. The trick they've used here is that if you have a smaller exit and a larger voice coil, as you can see here, we have a 1-inch exit and a 1.4 voice coil. It simply means that you get a more distinct, a more redefined high frequencies. The tweeter uses a compression driver. Compression drivers work like dynamic mics, only that now in reverse. In other words, a dynamic mic converts acoustic sound to an electric signal, but now the reverse of this would be it converts an electric signal to an acoustic sound. As compared to other types of speaker drivers, the advantage of using a compression driver is that it gives you advantage that you can use it for louder audio. You can use it for louder. You can get louder dBs, you can get louder sound as compared to others without necessarily destroying the diaphragm of the speaker. For the horizontal directivity, that means when you're mounting it, in simple terms, when you're mounting it, or maybe on a stand or on a stool, you need to put it at an angle where it tilts at 100 degrees. So that 100 degrees, an average of 100 degrees. So if you have to go higher, it should be not more than 85 degrees, and if you have to go lower, it should not be less than 120, or rather, it should not be higher than 120 degrees down. For the vertical directivity, that is, if you choose to mount it up somewhere, they recommend 85 degrees with a plus that is upward. Don't go up, you don't need to go increase it up to 25 degrees, and downward you can reduce it by up to 60 degrees without really interfering with the directivity of the speaker. It uses an asymmetrical horn. The advantage of using an asymmetrical horn is that it gives you a balance between vertical dispersion and horizontal dispersion, as opposed to other types of horns where if you mount it somewhere, you will realize that whatever is being heard vertically sounds slightly different from whatever is being heard horizontally. Okay, the dispersion, it's all about dispersion when it comes to horns. For the woofer, they've used a 15-inch woofer that has been matched with a 2-inch voice coil. This simply means that you get a less defined high frequencies but more defined lower and mid-range frequencies, as compared to, remember when you're speaking about the tweeters, we were saying that they've matched a 1-inch exit with a 1.4 inch voice coil to maximize on what? On the higher frequencies at the expense of low frequencies. So in reverse, what they've done with the mid-range speaker or the woofer speaker is that they have given it a bigger low frequency speaker that with a smaller voice coil, so that they clearly grasp those mid ranges and a bit of the lows. So in the second section, we'll cover the amplifier. We'll cover the technology that the amplifier is using, the class of the amplifier, power, the peak, among other things. According to DB, the speaker comes with an SMPS power supply dual range. What SMPS stands for is simply switch mode power supply. The advantages of using switch mode is that you have a reduced chances of overheating. Why? Because you have a low power consumption, and because the switch mode system is lighter and smaller, you have reduced size and weight. Okay. They've classified the amp as a class D amplifier. This one is ideal for reduced sizes and weight. This one also helps in reducing size and weight. It also reduces power consumption. Yeah, maybe in another video we'll speak about types of amps and explain what classes mean. I think we have class A, we have class AB, and I think class D amplifiers. The RMS power for this speaker, RMS simply stands for root mean square. This simply means the amount of power it can sustain continuously for a long exposure. Its RMS power is about 600 watts. Then its peak power is 120 watts. Peak power simply means the maximum power it can handle for a short burst without damaging the speaker. So what they are simply saying here is that for you to be safe, you need not to maximize the peak. Don't get it too close to 120 when you're using it. As long as you keep it near 600, you are always safe. 600 watts is a lot of power for an appliance or a device to handle. So it means it can handle a substantial amount of power. But don't push it. Don't take advantage of its ability. So don't push it to double what it can handle. You can push it to 3/4, 1.5 times what it can handle and still be safe. But avoid taking it to the maximum, which is 1,200 watts. It comes with an analog to digital converter that uses the recommended standard audio production bit depth of 24 bits. What this simply ensures is that your audio is not unnecessarily heavy for your machine to drive, but you still get high quality audio. For the sample rate, it gives you a sample rate of about 48 kilohertz. This simply means that the audio you get is uncompressed, meaning you don't lose much quality with your audio. The way the audio left the mixer is the way it comes to the speaker. This is also important so that when you have your mixer, you make sure that your output sample rate matches the sample rate for your speaker. So if you're using a sample rate of 48 kilohertz for your mixer, you will automatically get the best, or you will optimize on the quality of the audio that you're sending. But if you use something lower or something higher, it might not really work best. It is always good to match the sample rate of your output from the mixer to the sample rate that goes to your speaker, so that you get as much quality as possible without losing any data. The fourth thing we'll tackle is the input. It comes with two selectable inputs. This simply means that you can select whether to put it on mic. For the first input, you can select whether to have it on mic or line. For the second input, you can select whether to use it for a mic or for an instrument. This gives you an advantage where maybe you have a small event, maybe you just have a get together with a few friends and you guys have a sing along, but you can't get a mixer. What you simply do, you select for the first input to be the mic input where someone will be singing, and for the second input, you select an instrument where someone will be playing as you enjoy. The advantage with this speaker is that you can also loop it to another speaker via the mix out or the link output, which is an XLR male output. The sixth thing we'll look at is the mechanism. According to DB, this speaker comes housed in a polypropylene with internal frame. That simply means, in as much as it is plastic, in short, polypropylene means plastic. It has a frame inside that strengthens the edges of the plastic so that it does not bend or it does not yield under pressure. Maybe if it falls, in other words, it's reinforced. It is properly reinforced. It comes with two handles on the left, one on the left and one at the top. And it also comes with 3 points for rigging or tightening, or if maybe, for example, you want to hang it somewhere, it comes with 3 points, 2 at the top, and then there is one behind next to the input section. In case you're not able to rig it or to fly it high on the roof, you can also always mount it on the stand. You can also use it as a monitor, tilted at a 45-degree angle. So, do I recommend this speaker? It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that is high end, then I would recommend you go for LVX or something higher. The disadvantage with the LVX is that it is expensive. But if you're looking for something affordable at an affordable cost but will still give you high quality sound, then this is the speaker to go for. It is much better than, in comparison to another DB speaker, it is much better than the B-Hype, which gives in at a very low sound pressure level compared to this. I've used the B-Hype, and it's a good speaker, but it does not need a lot of pressure. The advantage of this is that you can use it for different types of events. You can use it for a church Sunday service, you can use it for a small meeting, you can use it for an outdoor event, and it will still give you high quality audio. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an awesome time trying to review this speaker. This is the first speaker review I've ever done. So it was a good learning session for me. So if there's anything you feel I missed, anything you feel it was not clear, let me know in the comment section, and we'll all be blessed. Otherwise, it's been a pleasure having you. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and above all, share widely. Share this widely with other people so that other people can get a grasp of this knowledge. Until next time, it's a nerd life for me.